What's up, guys? It's Justin, and today we are doing something a little bit different than we've been doing in the past. We are going to be accepting literally every order that we get on DoorDash today. That sounds miserable, but I want to do a little bit of an experiment because I've been preaching for these past couple of weeks about the importance of picking good orders and telling you guys that it's really critical that you're taking orders that are at least $1 per mile. So today I want to see what would happen if instead of cherry picking, which I've normally done, I accepted literally every single order I got. Again, this is not exciting to me. However, I want to do it for the sake of experimentation and show you guys just what the difference is between accepting every single order and only accepting the good order. So we're going to go out for 5 hours today. We're going to try for 5 hours. It's noon right now, so we'll hit noon to 5, try to get a little bit of the lunch rush, maybe the beginnings of the dinner rush. I did an almost identical shift this time last week, same area from like 11:45 to 4:45, and over those 5 hours, I made $104 and something cents. So averaging like right around $21 an hour, and that was doing what I normally do, accepting only the orders that I thought were worth it. So that's kind of that baseline, $21 an hour. If we can hit that today, I'd be shocked, but we're gonna see what happens, and then at the end I'll show you guys exactly what the difference is. So stick around to the end of the video to find out exactly how worth it is to accept every order, and with that, let's get going. Unfortunately, we did start off the day with a very poor order, $9.58 to go 8 miles, and that might not sound bad, but it took me way out of the way. I normally wouldn't take this order ever, especially because it went to Papa John's, which is notoriously slow. Out of all the pizza places, this is one of my least favorite to pick up orders. I mean, the food smelled absolutely delicious, I can tell you that, but it really just wasn't worth my time to drive it all the way out to this house and then have to come all the way back into town before I got another order. And once I finally did get into town, it was not good news at all, because I got my first ever shopping order to Walgreens. Let me tell you, I was so in shock that I was going to have to go shopping that I didn't even take a screenshot of the order. I was not excited about this at all. So after sitting in the parking lot and contemplating my life for some time, I finally made my way inside. The good news is that they make it super easy. They show you exactly which items are going to be in the order, and then once you do find an item, it prompts you to scan the barcode right here. You can see it's incredibly simple, and even when you're checking out, it walks you through the exact steps on how to use the card, so that's great. And I was able to find this first item super easily. You can see it looked very nice, but the other two items the store didn't even have, so I spent forever walking around and eventually had to alert the customer that they weren't getting those items, and I ended up delivering just one single item to this customer. It honestly felt like a waste of time, and I was pretty frustrated with the entire shopping experience. It's not something I would have accepted in the past, and I'm sure as heck not going to accept it in the future. Alright guys, so I guess this is my 1 hour update. 1 hour in, we are doing not well. As you can tell, I've only done 2 deliveries at this point, and that is because not only is it a problem when you're accepting every single delivery that you're not taking the ones that are most valuable, but you're also taking the ones that might take you out of the way, and that has happened to me twice in a row. I've gone way on my way, and that just compounds things even more, because not only are you spending a ton of time getting out to that house, but then you have to spend all the time coming back as well. So it just really hurts your rate a lot. And again, I've made less than $16 at this point through my first hour. That is not good, and I am at my next restaurant to pick up my 3rd delivery of the day, but it is also not a great one. It is, I think, like $5 to go 6 miles or something like that. Not great at all. We're not on a hot stretch. Every once in a while I figured I might get a really good order, and that still could happen, but so far no luck. So 1 hour in, it's not looking too hot, but stick around because things could improve, but emphasis on could improve. Little bit of a spoiler alert here. Things did not improve at all, actually. I got this pizza order to an apartment complex. It actually went fine. It wasn't really worth the money, but the delivery was easy. Side note, I'm not sure why so many people order pizza on DoorDash. It's definitely more expensive that way than to just get delivered through the restaurant, but regardless, I dropped that off, and then I was on my way to my car when something incredibly unfortunate happened, and you'll see it was just disappointing to say the least, and I think that I clearly explained it all, so I'll leave it to past me to do that, but yeah, here you go. Well, Things have gone from bad to worse, and especially worse for the purpose of this video, because after an hour and a half of door dashing, I was actually shut out of my dash, and I was kind of concerned that this might happen. I dashed from 12 to 1:30 because that was actually the time that I was allowed to schedule for, and I was really hopeful that I'd be able to extend my shift. I've been able to do that before, but on this particular day, it is not busy in my town at all, and because of that, I actually wasn't able to extend my shift, which meant literally when 1:30 came, I wasn't doing an active order, so it popped me straight out of my dash, and that was it. I'm gonna sit around and see for a little bit longer if I'm able to get back in. Maybe it gets busy again, but this is actually one of the huge problems with DoorDash and something that I was gonna kind of mention and tie into the video, so this is perfect. One of the things that's kind of tough about DoorDash is that if you're not a top dasher, you actually have to schedule your shifts unless your area is busy. So it's not something that you can do literally anytime you want. You can't just wake up and say, you know what, I'm gonna go out, I'm gonna make some money for the rest of the morning and then come back home. That's not how it works. If you're a top dasher, and there are certain qualifications to be able to be a top dasher, then that's exactly what you can do. But if you're not, then you either have to wait for it to get busy and then just immediately accept and dive into whatever time slot it gives you, or you have to schedule your shifts in advance, and that's pretty tough. And one of the things about Top Dasher is that you have to have an acceptance rate on orders of at least 70%. Now, my acceptance rate is down all the way to like 49 or 50%, just because of the number of bad orders that I get. I typically decline anything that isn't worth my time. So I'm not really anywhere near that 70% threshold that would get me to Top Dasher, and because of that, I'm kind of confined to whatever DoorDash decides is my time to dash, and that's tough. That kind of takes away from the ability to do a side hustle. And obviously, if you're doing a day like today where you are accepting literally every single order, you can start to bump those numbers up and get yourself into top dasher status. And once you hit that top dasher number, for the next month you actually qualify as a top dasher. So if I was able to get there by the end of January and hit that 70% acceptance rate for all of February, I would be a top dasher. And that, I'm telling you, especially for the purpose of making these videos, would be very, very nice. But the more I'm looking at it for today, I am probably done for the day. It's not a very busy day to begin with, and there's a lot of dashers out. When I was in Papa John's, there was like 6 people waiting in there, partially because they were taking 5 years to make pizzas, but also because there's a lot of people on the roads, and maybe those people are top dashers and they get priority over me, but here we are. So at the end of the day, after accepting all of my orders, which was literally just 3, I made $21 in an hour and a half. And like we said at the beginning of the video, I was aiming to make $21 an hour. So to make $21 in an hour and a half is pretty bad. That's not good at all. And it definitely wasn't gonna be a $100 5-hour pace like we had hoped for. I was well behind that already, and there's no way I was gonna catch back up. So even though we definitely didn't do a whole lot of dashing today, this was really a lesson to everyone of, if you are accepting literally every order, you are not going to reach your full productivity. Another thing that happened, I had to go shopping, and maybe that was a good order. Yeah, $6 to pick up 3 items, but I hate shopping. I'm terrible at shopping. I walked into the store and was immediately so absolutely lost that even if it had been $6 for one item, which is what it actually ended up being, it still took me forever. So that's just kind of the thing about it, is you like to have flexibility. You like to be able to pick and choose, but you kind of have to balance that with, you know, do I want to be a top dasher, and then have that flexibility of schedule. It's really all a give and take. And unfortunately today there was a lot of give, and we did not take a lot of money home. So that is how today went. I again will update you guys if somehow we're able to get back into that, but it looks like that's going to do it for the video. A nice, quick, easy 3 delivery video. I apologize for that. That's not what I intended, but we roll with the punches. So thank you guys again so much for sticking with it. Thank you for watching this channel. I hope you're learning from this channel. I'm certainly having an amazing time growing this thing. Again, we've cleared the 200 subscriber mark, and we are rocketing on our way to 300 subscribers. And you know what? One day there will be 1,000 or 10,000 or 1,000,000 subscribers that are along for this journey, and you guys will be some of the first who have joined me. So thank you again so much for watching the videos. Have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you soon.